As you can see, I am soon to be trapped at 38,000 feet. Yes, I am all packed and ready to go on another trip. As you know, I do quite a bit of collecting of sky miles as I travel extensively for my business. And today we're going to talk about the world of flying and being trapped at 38,000 feet. And exactly what in the world does that have to do with image, brand, and business culture? You are listening to the Magnolia. I'm Nyda Bittmann-Neville, your host, and each and every Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we put on a different segment of the Magnolia, and it is all dedicated in some fashion to image, brand, and business culture. I am CEO of T&B Consulting Group. We are based here in Orlando, Florida, and our focus is to help our clients to communicate effectively, to market themselves efficiently, and create the image that they desire. We work with clients here in the United States, Canada, Australia, and our programs have literally gone around the world. Now today, as I say, I'm getting ready for another flight, and I was just thinking as I was getting ready how unpleasant, if you will, flying has become, and just the image that has evolved about flying. Certainly much different than a number of years ago. I remember as a child waiting for my grandmother to fly in for her summer visit, and she would be dressed to the nines because it truly was a big event. My mother and I would get all dressed up and we would drive for an hour and a half to the airport to go pick up my grandmother. We would be out at the gate watching the plane as it arrived, pulled up to the gate, and the gate door would open, and there soon my grandmother would appear, and she would sort of pause at the top and she would be looking out over the crowd, just seeing, oh my goodness, there they are, and she'd wave at us. And we, of course, would be waving at her, and soon she would be coming down the steps and we would all be embracing. Then the stewards and the stewardess, flight attendants, would be coming off the plane, and so would the pilots. And oh my goodness, they were dressed in their very nicely pressed uniforms, and oh my, the stewardesses, as we called them, referred to them a number of years ago, they would be dressed in their uniforms. They would be tall, thin, gorgeous, and oh my goodness, those high heels. But it was an event, and the image of flying was very prestigious. People got dressed up, and it really was something of a very high quality brand, if you will, for the industry. Now that is certainly not the case today. In fact, I am terribly overdressed today to go flying, according to what I see at the airport. People dress like slobs, I must say, as they're flying around, and we can't say too much more about the airline personnel. While they do have on uniforms, a lot of times they are not pressed. They are sloppy. Their hair looks like it hasn't had a comb in it for a while, and we find that they're rude, that they're tired, that they're irritable. So are all the passengers. And so over time, the image has certainly slipped, hasn't it? And just getting through the airport, I'm going to be taking out everything, my computer, my laptop, the whole, everything out of here. I'm going to be having to take off my jacket, take off my shoes. And as we go through the security, then we're going to beep and have to start all over again. And by the time that you actually get over to where the plane is, you're exhausted. And then we get to carry on our luggage. We get to try to push it up into the bend, and we get then seated between, unfortunately, sometimes between two individuals and 200 of your closest friends. And sometimes you really do feel that you are trapped at 38,000 feet. So, what in the world does all of that have, again, to do with image, brand, and business culture? A lot of times our images slip. Certainly the airline's image has slipped. And once in a while, a little slip can be recovered. But if it lasts too long, it really becomes the norm. And it lasts longer, it can never, in some cases, be regained. So how is your image? Now I hope that tomorrow you accept this challenge as your number one thing on your to-do list, that you will evaluate, has your image slipped? Evaluate it, analyze it. Is it still strong? Is it still exactly what you want? Or are there some areas that need to be taken care of? You've been listening to the Magnolias. We have been talking about trapped at 38,000 feet, and I've got to get ready to go. So I'll see you later. Bye-bye.